Welcome to the University of Idaho Special Collections and Archives tutorial on the basics of reading a finding aid. A finding aid is a tool used by researchers to identify whether an archival collection has materials that would benefit their research. They are organized into two main sections, the administrative information about the collection and a description of the content within the collection. When you first look at a finding aid, the administrative information will be at the top of the page. It contains information about the collection, such as the title of the collection, the date of the materials, the size of the collection, and the collection number. The collection number is used by archivists to identify and reference the collection, so knowing this number is important when making a request for material. This top section will also contain information about the repository, the language of the finding aid, and other pertinent information about accessing and using the collection. Below all of this, there will likely be a biographical or historical note about the collection. This will either have information giving historical context to the materials found in the collection, or a biography of the person who created or accumulated the materials. There will also be a scope and content or content description, which clearly lays out the types of materials found in the collection and anything that might be of particular interest to a researcher. The administrative information may also include information about the arrangement of the materials, so how the archivist organized the collection. They may have maintained the original order or imposed their own order to help researchers better navigate the materials. The information about arrangement may also say whether or not any materials were removed from the collection and for what reasons. In some cases, finding aids will also have a section indicating if the repository has any related materials to the collection that may be of interest to a researcher. In this case, there are two other collections that may be of interest to someone looking at the Vardis-Fisher papers. Moving on from the administrative information about the collection, we have a detailed description of the collection. This often begins with a series. A series is simply a subdivision of the collection where materials that are of a similar type or topic are listed together. In this collection, there are two series, correspondence and other materials, and articles. Notice that the series Articles has a further subdivision known as a subseries. Subseries just further divide the materials. In this case, there are articles written about Vardis-Fisher and articles written by Vardis-Fisher. After looking at the series and subseries, deciding the types of materials that will benefit your research, you can look at the container list. This collection is described at the box folder level. This means that each of these rows corresponds to a particular box and folder within the collection. For example, this 1/2 next to the correspondence from Vardis-Fisher to George Kellogg means that that folder is the second folder in the first box of the collection. You can also see, looking at the container list, the number of items in that folder, in this case 31, and the years those materials span, 1960 to 1968. All this information in the finding aid is meant to help researchers like you find and narrow down materials that may be helpful for their research. We hope this video helped you be able to read a finding aid and helps your research. If you have any other questions about reading finding aids or about the University of Idaho Special Collections and Archives, you can email us at libspec@uidaho.edu.